because we often think that some of the ills of today are part of our day. But I want you to know that in my day as a child in the 30s and 40s, we had predators. And this is about predators back when I was a little girl going to Herbert Spencer School. These days, parents walk their children to and from school. Some even drive them a few short blocks, causing traffic jams in front of the schools. Children are street proof, told not to talk to strangers and never get into a car or even approach a car. They are told that when walking home, they should stay near the inside edge of the sidewalk and stay in groups whenever possible. Today's children are made aware of the kind of harm that could befall them. Child predators seem to be everywhere. Is it because there is an increase in their activity? Or are they just more often reported to the authorities? I realize the moral standards of our society today seem lower than in the past, and certainly TV and movies have played their part. But child molesters were around in my childhood too. My mother told me, never take candy from a stranger. From the tone of her voice, I knew it would be dangerous to do so. But because she didn't clarify why, I assumed that the candy would be poisoned, like the apple in Snow White. On the children's grapevine, we would often hear the terrifying news that one of our schoolmates or someone they knew had been chased. It would go something like this. Did you hear about Peggy? No, what? She got chased. No, where? Down at White Rock. She was putting pennies on the railroad track when a man came up behind her and tried to grab her, but she pulled away and she ran, and he chased her. Did he catch her? No, thank goodness. She got away. I don't think any of us had a clue as to what would happen if the guy had caught her. I'm sure we would never have heard anything about it at all if he had, because the police kept these crimes out of the papers so as not to embarrass the families or the child. It happened, probably more than we'll ever know. Children often didn't even tell their parents about being chased. I didn't tell my parents about the only encounter I had with a predator. It was at the Odeon Theater during a Saturday matinee. Denise, this was my best girlfriend. Denise and I were sitting together watching the show when her cousin Ann Ivins, who slid into the seat next to us, said she was spooked. She told us that she had changed her seat twice, and both times the same man had come and sat behind her and began to stroke her hair. I told Ann to take a seat a couple of rows in front of us, and we'd watch out for him. Sure enough, after a minute or two, a man sat down behind her and reached forward. Quick as a flash, I jumped into the aisle and hit the man with my umbrella. "Get out of here!" I shouted, as the astounded creep ran up the aisle with me in hot pursuit. I got in a couple of more hips as I shouted, "My father knows Mr. Young, the manager." You can see I was a bossy child. "Don't you ever come back." Denise and I and Ann laughed and laughed so hard that people were shushing us. I never did tell my parents or anyone in authority about the incident, nor did we 10-year-olds realize that Ann may have had a close call. I've been told I was a precocious child. I guess it's true. So,